Okay, Rakun's video after close trade, Friday the 8th of April 2016, and I hope you've had a good couple of days trading. So this video going to talk about the Emini day trade setups for today using the multiple time frame version of the indicators. But before doing that, just to say a couple of things. So the first thing is getting quite a lot of inquiries about why isn't the NinjaTrader version of the indicators available yet. So they're coming. It's going to be a couple of weeks. Just been in this beta testing phase with the TradeStation versions, just making sure there are no kind of glitches in the code that need to be fixed, and so we'll be getting them kind of coded up for NinjaTrader very shortly, but that's going to be a couple of weeks. Second thing to say is we've got some fascinating stuff happening in crude, gold and silver, the yen, a whole bunch of charts, even kind of coppers, kind of interesting. So I need to roll through those charts, the global macro charts. I'll do that this weekend, so show you what I'm seeing on my charts, but they're really kind of interesting. And then the third thing to say is we are in the middle of a seasonal trade, and I put out a Google Plus post, I think it was Wednesday evening, just say watch out for that, because we've got this kind of V reversal at tax time kind of coming up. Now on the site you will find this article. You can go to any page on the site and just put in seasonality, seasonal trade, something like that. It'll pop up this feature article, 5 stock market seasonal trades that work. And this kind of goes through 5 nice kind of setups that have fundamental backing behind them. Those are the seasonal trades that I like, where they've got fundamental reason for them, then backed up with kind of decades of history kind of supporting them. But this is the tax time V reversal that we see between kind of 9th of April, 25th of April. But we're really, the last couple of days we've seen the early onset of that, so I'll be interested to see how it works out. Now, couple of things to look for on this page. First one is you can download a calendar. If you're using Google Calendar, you can just import this Google Calendar, and it has all kinds of interesting things on the calendar. It has the rollover dates, it has these seasonal trades kind of built in, so you can see this is today, 8th of April, and we've got this seasonal trade kind of lining up at the moment. And then at the bottom of the page you can download the code for TradeStation and NinjaTrader. So if you're interested in kind of following the seasonal trades, go ahead and have a look at that page. Obviously, seasonal trades, they're interesting. I don't live and die by them, but when they do kind of show up, they're worth following at the time. And this is what the indicator will give you. It'll give you a seasonal indicator like this, loaded on with a bunch of back history, and make sure that you start the data on the 1st of January. That's very important. However many years you load, 10 plus years of data you need to load into this to kind of get the seasonal calculations working. You'll get a little indicator here which shows you exactly where we were 1 year ago. So, and this is the seasonal pattern that we're looking for around 15th of April tax time, and it's a V reversal, and what we get is a weakness into tax time and then strength out of it. So you have profits being taken in order to pay taxes, and then money being reinvested into tax advantage investments kind of after tax time. So that's the pattern that you kind of see. And we've had a little bit of weakness the last couple of days. I mean, it was a strong bounce up overnight today, but both Thursday and Friday were kind of down days, and we've been above the zero line, so that still means kind of that it's positive, but we're looking for a forecast the next 3 days, kind of down days like this. So let's see. Like I said, don't live and die by seasonality indicators, but just keep it in the back of your mind that we've got kind of strong pattern which is based on kind of fundamentals as well as back history in order to show us what might happen. So that's going to be interesting kind of going on. Now let's get to the day trades for today, and the lesson from today was wait for exhaustion volume during the full liquidity of the day. Full liquidity of the day basically means the open, when everybody's at their desks. If we have an exhaustion pattern pre-open, that is usually not enough to turn a market, and today was a classic. So let me show you. This is the multiple time frame view of the world. I flick between this kind of system view where it shows me strength and weakness, and this view which is showing me better momentum and better pro-am plus the sine wave on these multiple time frame charts. Flicking between these two, it shows me where the professionals are active on this screen and what the momentum patterns are. That I like seeing, and then I need to be in sync with whatever kind of the system view and the strength and weakness of the market is showing me. So Thursday's activity, we kind of sold off into exhaustion sell, bullish divergence flush, and we're making pullback to end of trend on the intermediate and the low time frame around a cyclical support. This exhaustion buy is short covering rally. And you can see the big spike that we had here. That was everybody kind of short all of a sudden, kind of being knocked out of trailing stops and so on. We get a spike here, a whole bunch of blue professional bars, and then we sell off and we test down into the lows. So at the end of yesterday, we had some strength. And then overnight, we had like a 20-point rally. It was a big rally back up. Not sure what was kind of driving it necessarily, but it was a big move back up. Strength, 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 end of trends. And there is our exhaustion buy. So that's the exhaustion buy pre-open. This is the open. So this is the rule of thumb. That is not enough. Even after we get bearish divergence after the open here, that is not enough usually to turn a market. We got to see the exhaustion pattern during the day session after the open. And so here we go. So we come into our pullback support. End of trend goes off on the highest time frame, but we've still not seen that exhaustion buy, and that's where it comes in. These flush patterns are signaling off this one. So when this exhaustion pattern comes in with bearish divergence, after we've just overshot the end of trend on the highest time frame, we put in a little one on the lowest time frame. We've got resistance here, and we start to break into this downtrend. And then we get a classic five-step setup. So we've got number one, bearish divergence, bang. Number two, pullback to end of trends. So we got highest time frame, lowest time frames, resistance on the intermediate time frames, and so on. Whole bunch of reasons why we've got an end of a trending move here. First sign of weakness, bang, that's a break of support, and that's it. Low risk entry point, which is this dot here, bang, getting short at this point here, come back a fraction above it, and then we kind of sell off. And then confirmation is when we get 2 time frames broken, bang, bang. So it's confirmation we're in a downtrend. And this thing runs and runs to pull back to end of trend on the highest time frame, pullback, end of trend on the highest time. Yeah, a little bit of strength after we kind of seemingly at bottom there, but this is almost exhaustion sell, kind of getting the move going. That might be kind of taking some profits here, but then flush, and then we see it at the end of the day kind of going on here. So it's a big, that was the beauty of a setup, kind of coming into that short activity there, and that was good for heaven knows how many points. Now I was just looking for that exhaustion activity. So I was getting long on this little break here at 49 even, breaking into that trending move, just taking out 4 points out at 53. Market topped out, I think, about 54 or something like that, but just looking for that exhaustion blow-off activity, and I took out my 4 points and I was done for the day. So back to my bed, and then woke up this morning, and then this is what I see kind of going on here. So it was a nice little setup here, but this, just remember, it's not cast in stone. It's not kind of live and die type stuff, but it's a useful rule of thumb. Watch for that exhaustion pattern during the full liquidity of the day. Everybody's got to be active. Now, were we seeing Rambo patterns? I think we probably were as well. Let me just show you what the Rambo patterns were doing today. Let me show you it on the 1500 2-bar chart. That might be more easier to look at. Yep, there we go. Rambo pattern, almost at the top of the day. Just sad, sad, sad. They're kind of expecting the market to kind of keep on rocketing to highs. Sometimes they're good turning points, but you often see bounces back from Rambo patterns. So even though we've got a Rambo pattern kind of driving the activity here, we break into a downtrend. We have a bounce back. We have a bounce back from this one, but blue professional bars, and then we sell it down. A little bit of a bounce back and so on. So they're not totally foolproof, but they do show you where we get little kind of bounces back. This is on the multiple time frame view of the world. So this is this activity, and you can see, here, there, that we get a bounce back from there, bounce back from there, bounce from there, bounce from there, bounce from there, and so on. So the Rambo patterns are pretty handy. The multiple time frame view, the Rambo patterns on here approximate the 1500 tip bar chart, but they're not exactly looking at the 1500. They're looking at a combination of time frames with the multiple time frame view. So there we go. I hope you traded it well today. As I said, I'll do something on this weekend just talking about crude and yen and copper and gold and silver, because they're all kind of looking just fascinating at the moment. So hope your trading is going well, and I'm looking forward to the weekend. Hope you are too. Okay, just got long 49 even. Long 49 even. Just checking my stops and targets. And the reason for getting long, we've had this under trend go off here, but we haven't had exhaustion buy during the day session. All these on the 500 tip bar chart, you can see, okay, that's good. It just came in on that retrace. We've got all of these. Exhaustion sells flush, exhaustion sells flush, flush. Not had a blow off move, not had like this exhaustion buy. This is a false break. We came back and breaking at 50 will give us that break. We're above resistance here on 1500. We got this thing, but we haven't had that exhaustion buy to kind of turn it around. And these are all amateur down bars. Amateur down bars have no blue professional bars on 1500 except for this one on the lows. So they weren't coming in here or here and selling it down. So this weakness that we've had here, we could just blast up above that. We need this. See, this signal was pre-open. We need to see exhaustion before it turns. Right, this is broken up nicely. This is support held, busted through. And the target's sitting at 53, which I think is this high. Yeah, 53 pre-open. This will probably go pullback into trends. I'm just wondering if I need to move that. We got a 6,000 reading. Let's just leave it where it is. So we've had our exhaustion pattern during the full liquidity of the day. My target's just sitting here, just hoping to get pushed out. Got to go a little pullback to end trend. We've got cyclical resistance in due on 1500, so a bit nervous because we just overshot this. Let's just get pushed out here, please. Bingo, just taken out 53 even, excellent 4-4. Just as the Rambo pattern popped up on 1500, but we've had no blue professional bars on 1500. There's been a few here on 5, and you can see here there are a couple on the MTF, but Rambo patterns going on here. We kind of overstayed our welcome a little bit, so we could be going to reverse. Pullback under trend's got to go on 500, but here we go, coming back. Excellent, excellent, excellent. 906. Took a little bit of a time to set up, but let's just watch it for a few minutes, see what happens next.